units, exactly. Alright, and also I don't like our game one against this game match. That's why I have a lot of sideboard cards for this matchup. I think Subvert goes a long way here. Like, I don't know if we have enough threats to actually win this game. I don't know if our deck has enough win conditions to win game one against Felnscar control. I'm real nervous about it. We know we're going to bring in our other Suffocates. We're going to bring in our Subverts. We're going to bring in our... What's their sideboard like? Yeah, they have their own gift. Omen, Last Word. Oh, 3 Ruins. All right. Are they going to bring in Ruin for just Zindel's Gift is the question. You got a big hand. You can discard to hand size. Unstables aren't very good in this matchup for our own units because our units are going to die. We're mostly going to use them on their units. This is one of the better removal spells we have for Champion of Chaos. Alright, well, we drew lots of power. That's good. Bloodcaster. Sabo. That's a card we need to hold on to. We'll take some damage here. Not sure how to approach this matchup yet. Basically, all of their spells are reactive other than Staff of Stories. So maybe I'll Sabo here, just because I don't have a good board set up to deal with Staff. It's lame. This card's really good in the matchup. Alright, we got Staff. I shouldn't take a note of the rest of their hand, though. It was Permafrost, Torch, Death Strike, Annihilate. I need to make note of that. Permafrost, Torch, Death Strike, Annihilate. Okay. Let me grab my notepad. Guys, even if I run them out of removal, they'll still have enough removal for Westwind Herald. Alright, there's an Annihilate. Like I said, I don't know if we have enough threats in this matchup. Tell me they at least have a couple more threats. Alright, I should probably use this Feeding Time. So do they blank Annihilate with their build? I do like that they blank Annihilate. Ooh, we have double Westwind Herald? Alright. Although connecting with it's not a ton of value at the moment. They drew another Annihilate? Alright, so they still have a Permafrost, a Torch, and a Death Strike? They probably just got a handful of removal. Not sure what I can do about it. Other than just keep trotting out threats, right? Just keep trotting out threats. I could wait for them to tap out for a threat. Because, like, doing this into open power over and over and over is kind of stupid. Like, these are the most important units in this matchup. Like, I didn't mind that those other guys got in the line of fire. I guess we're both really low on win cons. I'll wait for now. I feel like in a draw go scenario, they're advantaged. Although we took their staff, so we both had the same amount of card draw. No, they have Feln Bloodcasters. They're just stuck on power. I like that it's hard for them to cast 2 removal spells a turn on this, but they obviously can right now. Oh, maybe I get to 12 power and everything's great. There's a way to put a unit out on the board. It's a little wasteful of a Withering Witch, honestly, because we have no other removal in our hand. Well, we've got a Feeding Time. But I just like that it kind of puts something out there that is relevant enough. And now they're actually can get pretty nervous if we unstable this, which I'm going to do. Well, they're holding up their power. Getting a Death Strike out of hand here is nice, but I'd rather turn this into a threat when they're not anticipating it being a threat. Like when Death Strike's not up. In the meantime, it at least hits them. It's not like they can Witch combo, and we can use these to reset the Witch combo. And they chose not to kill this. We know they still have a Permafrost, a Torch, and a Death Strike. I don't want to overcommit because then Witch Storm does cause problems, or Witch whatever. Alright, there's Witch, and then they'll Torch this. Oh, they Permafrost it? But their power... Swing and a miss. I'm going to say that's a swing and a miss. I don't know if I want to use another Unstable here when I can just use a Snowball, though. Because it's just going to get killed. Just Snowball it. It'll be pretty tough for them to remove both Herald and Crowd Favorite here. Just because they're tight on resources. I suppose Witch plus like double Torch does it if they have an undepleted power, but they don't. Crowd Favorite's one of the weaker 6-drops. The weakest is probably Civic Peacekeeper, but this one's pretty bad. Okay. So I get to get a trigger out of this? Wow. That's sick. But I don't have any card draw spells, do I? Oh, but I have a Sabo? That's still pretty good. I'm going to upgrade this to a 7 if they're tapped out. That's hard for them to deal with. That's an upgrade. It's not great, but it's good in this matchup. So, Lightning Storm definitely goes here, right? It just makes it... Yeah, it just makes them use way more resources to kill all their stuff. I don't think I use this Unstable here when they have a Death Strike and a Permafrost still. So they still have Death Strike, Torch, Permafrost. We just got a Lightning Storm out of the deal. They pop that, and they Torch it. And they have Black Sky Harbinger. So they let this one live. Sure. I'd rather get another Herald down here. Let's see here. They just used Torch Permafrost, so they still have a Death Strike. Their only card in hand is a Death Strike. I don't have a guaranteed way of getting this Herald down if I play it here, and I still have a Lightning Storm in hand I'd like to use at some point. Let's just draw more cards. Alright. This card's dead in the matchup. I can use all of this to kill maidens. I can't use it to kill stewards. But killing the flyer is just the most important thing with a Westwind Herald hand anyways. So we'll do that. And I think I'm supposed to save this favor. Okay. We know they still have a Death Strike in hand. And now we have Wisdoms to draw cards when this connects. It's pretty big. Oh, what a draw! Wow, they drew Lightning Storm off the top. They just get to clear my board? Wow! See if we can draw a threat. Hey! Charge. Ah! No charge. Do I keep upgrading it? A 6/6 is pretty good here, but it dies to Annihilate. Most 7s are better. Like Pillar of Amar, Ancient Terrazon, Honor Guard, Ikaria, Vodacon. There's a few that are worse. Most are better. Flight Lieutenant's absolutely terrible, though. Most of them are 7/7s instead, but I have 2 unstables left. Like, Vodacon or Nightmaw would just be amazing. Shimmer Pack. I think there's enough whiffs that it's not worth doing. I think there's enough whiffs that it's not worth doing. It's still a pretty quick clock. There's a couple things that are bigger and better. Oh, now we get to use Unstable to reset it, hopefully. Question mark? There's our buddy Nightmaw. You can't see him, but he's there. Trust me. He's the Nightmaw's hanging out on board right now. He's hanging around. Nightmaw's on the prowl. Good old buddy Nightmaw. Well, our win conditions were just better than theirs. There's not much else to it. Like I said, Herald's really tough for them to deal with. And we got there. We got to reset their... They didn't get a lot of value out of their Withering Witches. So that was big. That was big that they didn't get a lot of value out of their Withering Witches. That was kind of the big difference, right? Our Withering Witches actually killed the units. Theirs set our health to 1, and then we just upgraded them again. Alright, so we're up 1-0. I need to clone this deck, not modify it. Well, Sabotage is great. Azindal's Gift is great. Northwind Heralds, getting out to a fast start isn't that important against them. We're definitely taking out the Annihilates. They just don't have targets. Backlash is pretty good. Yeah, they can't even bring in good targets. They have Islands Favors they can bring in. So the Jotun Hurler Snowballs are probably still relevant, plus they're just threats. I still don't really like Magus post-board. We need threats, but I think we'd rather have Disruption. Strength of the Pack is my best bet at a finisher in this matchup. Yeah, Jotun, alright. What's better, Magus of the Mist or Northwind Herald? I think Northwind Heralds can still lead to some disruptive openings. We'll figure it out. Lightning Strikes are definitely out. Lightning Storms are okay, but not great. I'm still going to play the Witches, but we probably don't need 4 Storms. We can trim some number of those down, just because we're still keeping all of our Hurlers in Bear's favors. The Subverts are awesome. These are coming in. Subverts are in. Book that one. That's happening. We're going to rip their hand apart. It's a bit of a nombo with the Zindel's Gift, but yeah. Yeah, these Heralds I'm like kind of meh about. Subverts will just give us win cons, right? Let's see here. I wonder if they take out their Lightning Storms. They were really good that game. Like, what do they bring in? They bring in the Island's favors. They have Seek Powers in the sideboard. Interesting. Do I just take out all the Lightning Storms? Like, I don't think they're ever going to go actually wide against us. It's risky cutting all the Lightning Storms. It means I really have to hold on to my favors and snowballs. I think that's fine. And then we just cut 1 Northwind Herald. Strength of the pack might be overkill. Like, we have to have a unit that actually survived and then have it. Yeah, I like it. I think it helps us go big. We probably don't need 4 unstable forms post-board. I should actually cut one of those, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to. I'm going to save that one. We actually went up in threats because we added Subvert. That's how this works. We'll just take their Lightning Storms. This is going to be a weird game, too. On the side of Felnscar, is it worth bringing in Ruin just because your opponent has an Azindel's Gift in their sideboard? That's a pretty bad hand. Yeah, these are pretty bad. Yeah, we were talking about how these might be taxed into being used as power in certain spots. This hand's okay, though. Oh, I was thinking I want double Primal for Wisdom, but if I can't cast Vera's Favor, it doesn't matter. Well, I punted on turn 1. Hey, great. New world record. New world punting record. New world punting record. Literally 1 second in. I think that went over 80 yards through the air. You guys just witnessed history. Oh, played it perfectly. I'm going to do this now while they're tapped out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nope. I don't want to discard the hand size. I'm going to have to kill that at some point. So obviously not punished for punting, because why would I be? Well, slightly punished for punting. Well, if you have to discard the hand size, you have to discard the hand size. Westwind Herald's really important in this matchup. So is drawing cards. And I just want to find my sideboard cards. Assembling Herald plus Strength is the way we're going to win, but I think we're a long ways off of that happening. I think we're a long ways away from thinking about winning. Let's just build up our resources. Especially because we're about to discard a card to hand size here. It's useful for punching open stuff. The unstable forms help my threats become relevant. I don't know if I need 2. They don't have any X3s. What's going to be better in the long run? An unstable form or a snowball? Probably a snowball. I'll just trot out a guy here. They get to use their annihilates efficiently. That's a bummer. I kept an annihilate though. That's good news. I do want to keep finding my stuff, but I also just need to get cards out of my hand. I guess I need to kill this. I didn't think about that. I was about to draw cards. So I need to hit one of my suffocates. Ugh, I hate using feeding time here, but it's probably correct. Like, we're just in a grind. We're just grinding. Okay, I can't afford to let them draw cards with this. Wonder if they're holding up backlash here. Do they have backlashes in their sideboard? No, they don't. They're going to omen here for a gift, and we're going to lose. That sucks. Oh, no, they didn't do that either. They just chose to do nothing. That's good, I guess. For Zindel's gift. I wonder if they actually did bring in ruins. Do I want to witch here? Ooh. No, I want to leave up backlash. Let's hit some power. Northwind Herald. So I can play Northwind Herald, leave up backlash. It means I have to use a Varus favor. That's okay. I want to keep hitting my power anyways. I don't know if I actually backlash here. They don't have any torches. Maybe they took those out. Maybe I will backlash then. Strength of the pack on Northwind Herald's not exactly going to win any games, though. Lightning Storm? Alright, they did keep in Lightning Storm. I guess that makes sense. Ugh, that's a real shitty thing to backlash. Still gonna do it. That's using backlash here is pretty short-sighted, but I'm gonna draw Zindel's gift anyways. Like, I can't actually use unstable form or strength here. Wow, so they just kept in a bunch of lightning storms. Jeez, that card's real bad if they're keeping in storms. We're gonna take this out for Magus then, post board. We're just going to do that. That is a thing that's happening. I need to deal with this board at some point. The question is, I don't think they're going to overcommit. They'll just go to town with just a Harbinger.
Can you do the dishwasher then?
We are not in a good spot here, especially for starting out short on power. We haven't drawn the gift. We haven't drawn the omen. I mean, the game can swing at any point. Our opponent isn't on a ton of pressure. Subvert's interesting here. I don't like going on strength of the pack or unstable. There have been pauses. And I'd rather them use a removal spell here and then use Subvert. Okay.
Tell me when you're done. Please.
What? Really? I don't want to pull the trigger on any of these spells until I draw a Sabo. Holy God. They have a spell. There's pauses. They're sitting on a spell. Pulling the trigger on Strength of the Pack is just so bad, especially when we're so close. When we get a Herald, I can just Strength of the Pack Herald. The question is, do I unstable form this? I think we just keep going to town with it. I could Northwind I don't have any backlashes left. They've already used 2 lightning storms. I could have Northwind unstabled there. I should have done that pre-combat. I'm gonna wait a turn to do it. I'm gonna wait a turn. There's the gift. Alright. And they're gonna have 4 power up. They don't have 4 power up? I can just, like, strength this or something? Oh my God, I turned it into a torch target! That sucks! Oh! Done in by unstable! Just blown out. This game is over. I got greedy and I got punished. I should have just made 2 4/7s and just gone to town with those. This game's over. I hate everything. Yeah, the snowballs, none of that mattered, guys. The snowball did not matter at all. This game's over. There's no way I win this game now. Let's see here. We're not gonna waste anyone's time. Can't waste anyone's time there. So we had 2 straight times where Subvert should have gotten a spell and didn't. Alright, we're gonna run it back. The Subverts were great. I don't want to hear it. The card's really good in this matchup. And by really good, I mean it's a joke. Yeah, opponent knows how to play around Subvert. Do I change anything? They kept in Lightning Storm, which really makes the Northwind Heralds worse. And I did say, I still think we need strength on Northwind, or Westwind. Magus instead of Northwinds is what we were talking about, right? Magus instead of Northwinds. I think Magus is just better than Northwind. Northwind's nice for tempo stuff, but that's just not relevant. We just never drew our Sabos. Never drew the gift. Never drew the Omen. Yep, let's just bring in the Magus. I only have 3 Magus in my sideboard. Alright. It seems weird to bring that in against a Torch deck. But did we see Torch that game? Maybe they took out Torch and kept in... No, they had to have kept in Torch. It wouldn't make any... They had to take something out for the Azindal's Gift. What else did we see? We saw an Azindal's Gift. We didn't see Island's Favor. I made some mistakes that game, though. Oh, they can respond to form. What are you talking about? They can definitely respond to form. The reason why they couldn't respond to form that game was that we had a Withering Witch in play. They had an Annihilate in hand. So we turned Withering Witch into an Annihilate target. That's why they could respond to the strength of the pack. That's all that happened there. They didn't annihilate, that was dead in hand. I should have just cast Strength instead. I should have Strength, then Unstable? That doesn't make sense. I don't know. I could have... Now we know they had Annihilate, I should have played that differently. Oh, you're going to certainly respond to Unstable Form. That is no question in my mind. I can assure you of that. You can't... Unstable Form uses the stack. Your units will die if they have removal and you unstable a unit. And they torch it. This hand's awkward. The classic scheme for power. Well, we get to take out the favor. Alright, we get the Wisdom instead next turn. I'm still supposed to take out unstable forms in this matchup, I'm just not. Because my deck is the unstable deck. Sabotage. That's a key card. That's why we took out the favor. That's a good card. Alright, they still have power in hand. We know that much. Westwind Herald, Varus Favor, Subvert. They still have a Sigil in hand, so although I don't mind hitting a Sigil with Subvert here. The other option is to scheme for power or Varus Favor Sabo. Do we just roll the dice on Subvert? I think we wait. I think I just scheme for power. Scheme Sabo's pretty good here. Gives us an idea how good Subvert is. Captain Lightning Strike? Varus favors a free pop of Herald. They brought in Lightning Strike. That seems like a card we can very much play around. The question becomes, do I take Favor or Storm? Favor pops Aegis, so does Storm, but Storm doesn't kill anything in our deck anymore. It can just pop multiple Aegises at once. I think we take the Favor. It's less stuff to get in the way. If I want to scheme for a power, I guess I should just use Varus Favor and save the scheme. Like, all I want this scheme to do is hit a power. So we know they still have a Storm and a Strike. I can't cast Magus here. Let's trot one out. Let's trot it out. Bloodcaster? Bleh, that blows. That's really rough for us. It's tough for them to tap out, though. 4 cards. Taking power is actually relevant here. Although I can't cast anything else if I get power. If I get Lightning Strike... Wait, how are they planning? This gets to connect. They're going to Lightning Strike it, but they have nothing else. So I get to Sabotage. So that means the second Herald's relatively safe. Wow, this is a really tough turn. There's a lot of different things to do here. I wonder if Wisdom's better than... No, let's do this. You could double subvert. But I think I want to save subvert for after Bloodcaster. Like, I want to Westwind Herald here and double subvert next turn. I think that's better. Because they have to play a power for Felon Bloodcaster activation. And we'll just see what they get, right? We'll see what they get by taking it from them. So what I'm going to do here... Alright, sure. Sigil. Zalio. Subvert. Subvert a subvert. They stole our subvert? That's cheating. Somebody call the people that cheat. In case their last card in hand's Lightning Strike, I'm not going to attack with Azaleo. Omen? What could they omen for here that we can't take from them? They know we have Subvert. Oh, are they going to get an Island's Favor? That's a terrible omen target. They're just trying to see if they have a way out of this. They're pretty dead. They took our Subvert and thought they could get away with it. The nerve. The nerve of some people. Well, Master of None is thinking deeply about a lot of things right now. Which, reasonable. Reasonable to think a lot right now at this time of life. When your entire deck is just snatched from you. And I keeps them alive. Kind of. It makes me lose a lot of attack on board. Yep, they annihilate that. I think I'm just going to play Magus. No, let's just take their last card. No more tricks, right? No more tricks. So I can unstable this and try and go for lethal. Or I could save it for Magus. Meh. Has to attack. That's a good sign. This subvert's not very good. I don't think there's a way to get lethal here. I could be wrong. Been wrong before. More threats or an actual removal spell. Let's take an actual removal spell. We'll play the Magus that can't get torched. Meanwhile, we still have a Flying Aegis threat. That's going to be impossible to deal with. So that went about to script, right? Whatever the hell our script is. Yeah, just get a General Azaleo on board and subvert them 4 times. No problem. Alright, so like I said, we started out 0-1, had some bad luck. I think things have turned around. We're now 3-1 today. We're now 3-1.